players, it made them play. The better players all started to really enjoy the game, and we took a step back, and I didn't like us at all first half. So it's a big half time, and I reminded the players that they're top of the league for a reason, and it's like we had to dig it out. Thankfully we managed to do that. All of a sudden, the difference between Spittal and Chesnokov, I think has got to be mentioned, but it was more than that. Our back three started to actually take the responsibility to take touches. Our midfield two, Beningame and Leonard, started to get more touches, more than they got in the first half. Spittal started to kind of slide off the back of people rather than running beyond people, and it allowed us that extra passer and confidence with our work. We then started playing the gaps between Rangers' shape, and then because of that, we start to then, the spaces become a bit more obvious. You start to then play passes into our two strikers, and they're man for man against their back line, rather than Rangers always seem to outnumber us when we played the ball forward first half. So we connected the game better, we played the game more in their half, we get the first goal, great strike for Kizzy, a lovely finish for Kingsley, and I actually felt all of a sudden the momentum shifted, and reminded the players that it's not easy to put 90-minute performances in it, but we needed a big 45, and thankfully our 45 had far more impact than what Rangers had in the first half.
Do you feel as if you've now counted out one of the runners in this title race?
No, I never say that. You know, Rangers are capable of winning the next 3 games, and the onus is on us to still win games of football. So no, of course I wouldn't say that. I think it makes it difficult, but I wouldn't be giving it up if I was in their position, and nor should they. But you know, every team has got something to play for. With the results yesterday, you know, Hibs, Falkirk, Saturday and Sunday, Hibs, Falkirk and Motherwell have all got work to do as well to achieve what they want. So there's no straightforward games as today played out, but credit the players, they've dug that out. We asked the question, Rangers, and we were far more ourselves. So as I say, I was annoyed with a lot of what I had first half. It's understandable maybe, given the enormity of the situation, but thankfully the second half performance was far more like what we've been all season.
Do you think it's going to go down to the last game?
Preparing for that, and I think we have to think that way. But you know, it's a big week now. We've got 3 games in a week. We've got to dust ourselves down, and tomorrow see how we go in terms of how the lads are feeling. I know I said it before, hopefully we can get Cammy and Harry back for Saturday. It's not me being mischievous or being clever, we genuinely thought that we would have a chance to get one of them. And you know, they were in earlier at the training ground doing a bit of work, so hopefully we can get one of them back, or maybe 2 of them for the weekend. Saturday will deserve full attention again, but we're in a good position. But we're only in a good position if we continue to win games.
Terry, you talk about the last 3 games, you've come from behind to win them all, massive games against some of the best teams in the country. Do you feel at the moment that there's no one that can stop you at the moment? I mean, if you look at that at half time, you're 1-0 down, Rangers look like they're going to cut the gap, and you just come out and completely turn it around. Yeah,
if we play the manner we did second half, then we're difficult to stop. But when we play the manner we did first half, then we're susceptible to losing games. And you know, 76 points for a Hearts team is a remarkable number with 3 games in a row. I'm so proud of what the players have gave us. I think it might be our record points tally. I'm sure, I think, is it? 76. So, you know, that doesn't. It's good that you come from behind because you know it's under the bonnet, you know it's there, but we can't keep doing that. I wouldn't have thought if we're going to get the outcome that we want. But a tough game at Motherwell, another home game, but I'm prepared for if it goes to the last game, we're fine, we'll deal with it. And so obviously next weekend we play before Rangers and Celtic, but it's another pivotal weekend. So exciting for Scottish football, so exciting for our club to be where we are and part of this. But like I said a few weeks back to the boys who were in here a long time, I'm not here to get a pat on the back for a good old Hearts putting up a fight. It's way beyond that now. It's got to try and go and win it now.
You see the scenes at the end there, I mean, it must be infectious, but how do you sort of pin the boys' feet to the floor?
I don't think we pin the boys' feet to the floor after the game. I'm fine with that. But there has to be, I think we get caught up in the game a wee bit first half, first part of the game. I thought we were just all a bit rushed. Me shouting on instructions, and I'm not going to say it was too loud, so because I like it loud, but I couldn't really quite get the wee bits of detail. But listen, that's on us. You've got to say Rangers were good for 25-30 minutes of that first half. But we said not every team's been able to put a good 90-minute performance. The teams at the top end for a few weeks now, and I think there's a reason for that. And we needed to go and be better than what Rangers were first half, and I thought we were in terms of spirit, in terms of goal attempts, pressure, asking the question a wee bit more and putting a bit more stress on their back line and on our goalkeeper, and thankfully it paid. We got what it was for it.
Just a word on Stephen Kingsley's goal and assist, but just his role within the team when he ended up playing right mid.
So when Romans come on, we were always unsure about. We thought they would go 4-4-2, obviously when Nadiri comes on, and we were always conscious that Romans is a different type of fullback to Sterling, and we wanted still to have a two up top, so we went 4-4-2. I thought freshness with Jamie and Blair on this side, from the left hand side against Tavernier and Gassama. Spoke to Kingsley about playing there, and just to try and be double fullback really in front of Michael. We're winning 2-1 at a time, and just to try and stop the energy and the drive from Romans. You know, he's shown the short spell at Rangers he can be that player. So that was all it was. You know, I thought our wide players could have done a lot better first half. I thought Kingsley and Kizzy we could have been more productive and more positive with our work, and certainly everybody needed to look after the ball, but you know, so Kingsley was so effective for the second half, particularly.
They put up with 7 minutes on the board. I don't think Alex had very much to do, but when the ball's hanging about the box, are you anxious and nervous at that point, or do you have so much faith in the team you think it'll be okay?
I think we'll be okay, but you're never totally sure. Especially Rangers start throwing size on, as they did, throw other centre forwards on, and they go direct, and it all becomes a bit chaotic. But our back five dealt with that in terms of we needed to get a bit more sizing for the set plays. Everything was going in, so we end up with a five, effectively with Michael, Frankie, Hulk, Stu, and Jamie McCart, but we still needed that size with the size of Rangers. They were getting bigger and bigger, so we dealt with the directness, thankfully. But just going and asking a question a team and putting things in the box, you never know how. It's just a break a ball sometimes, but thankfully we've managed to see that off. We're quite comfortable, I think, at times, hanging on a lead a lot of the time. We've done that pretty well in the main this season, so. And the crowd help us with that, thankfully, as well. I think being at home in these situations help with that cause. So good ending. Maybe got to recognise there's still what to do. We still need those improvements, and we've said all along the fights for ourselves. And if we play in the manner we did second half, I feel confident enough we can still win games between now and next week.
You say that you can't keep coming from behind. How do you stop gifting your team, the other team, the lead? What do you have to do better?
I think I kind of covered it in the sense that in possession we need to take more responsibility, look after the ball. But if you just look at the goal, first contact, you've got to win the first header. Don't deal with it. You've got to get a first contact out of the box. You've got to be alive. I thought Rangers were brighter, more aggressive, bit more spin in their step in that 25-minute period, and everything just looked a bit too much hard work for us. So whether we felt a wee bit sorry for us, it wasn't going exactly how we wanted it. But we're playing against a good team. We've said this, they've spent a lot of money putting that team together, and they have shown at times this season, Rangers. So there's a bit of both there, that Rangers were good and we weren't, and the long and short of it. So don't want to go behind next week, but hopefully we can be good enough to get the first goal, because I think that is important.
How significant do you think the 5 goals that you've got and the goal difference could be?
I don't think they look at goal difference now, but of course if you've got any advantage in terms of goals, it's nice to have that. I'd rather just get the points, to be honest, and not be dependent on goals. I've never been dependent on anybody. I've said that to the players. I don't want you to look too much at us. Of course we sat and watched the game yesterday, and of course we've got an interest, and anybody who says otherwise is lying. You're always watching the games, but I'm not hanging on thinking, hoping the other teams do us favours. To do anything and achieve anything, you've got to do it yourself.
If someone said to you in August, Derek, you're going another one May for the biggest game this club's played in years and years, what would you say?
No, I think it'd been foolish to think that you could get to where you got to. If 76 points going into the last 3 games is, that is, in the past it could be title winning form and things like that. So you would never have expected that. You know, I said I wanted 18 wins as quick as possible to guarantee Europe, and thankfully we got that a while back. So it's a brilliant, good work being done with the club. You see Braga Player of the Year, Ivan Pascal leading the girls to top of the league at the minute, and you know, the whole club's a lot of positivity about it, but we know the main driver of the club is the first team, and it's important that we try and keep trying to do our job well for a wee bit yet.